core of musical accomplishment, according to most professionals and various, practitioners, isn't just the physical, it's the mental discipline that all went into it. So it's a long and wonderful story. It's not just parallel to kind of spiritual kind of meditation and various rigorous practices. It takes all those same terms. Musicians use the same terms from meditation and from Sufi practices, and the 40-day retreat. The chilla and the riyaz is the word for total. It's not just practice, not just physical practice. It's mental dedication. It's completely unending dedication, and to aim at a goal that's beyond a human aim. This is all part of a musician's training from a very, very early age. And so the mental and the physical discipline that's involved in music, very famously, is spoken of in the same terms as the fakirs or the yogis' efforts. It's the very same terms. It's not just a parallel. It's the exact same process. Musicians all use these same metaphors and for physical discipline, the rigors of physical and mental discipline that are necessary, because what they're trying to achieve isn't just facility. It's something beyond facility. It's something always just that much out of reach. So it's totally comparable and shared with all the other disciplinary practices of spiritual practices. Musicians are all very well aware of this, and they use the same vocabularies, that spiritual practitioners do in Hindi, Sanskrit, sadhana, and the various relationship between the teacher and the disciple is also the same kind of relationship as the spiritual relationship. Music, when started from an early age, imbues the student with these incredible, not just ideals but habits of concentration and dedication to something that's almost superhuman, because that's how the goal of music is, not just to acquire certain skills, it's to acquire a level that's beyond the norm. So if you're brought up in music, it's not any different from being brought up in another spiritual discipline. As I said, even the terms are shared, but the practices and the attitude is shared for sure. This is the very beginning of the book about music. They say sharp and flat for the tones, but it's the Lord, it's the Lord, it's the Lord, the Lord. Sa re ga ma pa da ni, you, me, we, he, she, they, all. In the daytime, rags Pilu and Bhimpalasi. At night, rags Yaman and Shahana. He is everything, everything is he. Like this, like that, now, when, then. In the musical string, in the body, in the soul, indeed, he alone is in all, he himself is all. So not even music can really speak it. It's of value from several different angles. If people are interested in music, it's loaded with almost 70 notations of songs that he composed. The words, some of the words most of them are ghazals, which is Urdu poetry, and some of them were composed by him. Others were composed, the poetry, by well-known ghazal poets. But he composed the melodies in various rags. So without much difficulty at all, one can sing these songs in his melodies, and you even have on this CDs of his, the release of his 1940 04, was it?
'09.
Recordings? '09 recordings, sorry, in Calcutta. You get a sample of how he ornamented, but basically you get a sense that he did sing. You can sing these songs pretty much as they're notated. Yeah, and get a sense of the contours of his melodies. They're all composed in rags, and for the student of history of music, we're interested in how rags, how these compositions have expressed the rags a little bit differently from present day. For the student of music theory, the terms that he explains in the first part of his book, which is on theory, are different from how people learn theory these days. He was expressing a theory that was taught in Malabaksh's school, which was a little bit different from the take that people have learned from the Bhatkhande or the Vishnu Digambar schools of the 20th century. So it's of interest to music theorists. It can be of interest to people who sing because they can actually sing these songs. And it's of interest to people who are, followers and lovers of Hazrat Inayat Khan, because the energy and his mission of both music and education and the spiritual framing of this whole project is very clear from his language. Very approachable and energetic and appealing language of this book. So you get a sense of his personality all around from this book. So I'd say it has, several different reader types that'll be interested in it.